let's boot up DevPack. Now, this is DevPack 3. This game probably wasn't compiled with DevPack 3, but we'll see. And I hard disk installed this in a previous video. Cover disk 13. Which one do we open? Menace. So I think that might be... There we go. Amiga System Takeover Framework, 1988, Dave Jones, DMA design. Allows killing of the system, exchanging of all display and blitter hardware, restoring normal after execution. Memory must still be properly allocated, deallocated upon exit and entry. DOS routines loading must be called before killing the system. So these games would completely take over the system. That's why a lot of them are completely incompatible. So, I wonder, look at all this. Open the graphics library, properly allocate some chip memory. What is all this? I don't remember how any of this works. Main game loop routines we are not yet we are yet to cover, commented out. Oh right, okay. So he built it up each week. There's a copper list. Right, well let's try and assemble this. Please insert volume fast in any drive. What's fast? What is it looking for? Fast DevPack include. Let's comment that out for now and see what we get. File not found at line 20 in file Menace. Oh, where's next error? Find error. This? Yeah, hardware custom I. Okay, so just put in the DevPack 2 or the DevPack Workbench 2 include folder. And I'm just having a look at this because I didn't actually put this on the drive when I was installing DevPack, and there it is, hardware custom I. So this needs to be copied into my DevPack folder. There's my include folder. So maybe that's what it was looking for with that first include. So these are the Workbench 2 includes from DevPack 3. There they are. Right, let's see if we have any more luck now. So yeah, that hardware I is just a list of hardware, the Amiga hardware registers. So let's try again. Okay, still not found that hardware custom I, but maybe that's where we need this. So we'll modify that to my path. So it's stuff. Stuff, utils, DevPack, and I think it's DevPack. Right, let's try that. Assemble! Oh my word. Error, file not found at line 2837. Really? Ink bin foregrounds. So we got a bit further. Nearly got to the end. So foregrounds should be a file. Should be a file in here. But there's no foregrounds. Maybe that was included on a previous disk. Let's get rid of that. Let's just see if we can assemble everything else. Nope, file not found 2838. So it's not finding any of this stuff. Well, I was hoping I'd be able to at least get this to compile, but I've not quite managed it. So we're definitely missing something there. I mean, I can see the rest of these files are in there. Actually, Guardian wasn't in there, so maybe they've come from a separate... Oh, Guardian was in there. Maybe this was actually from another disk. There must be a file called foregrounds that it's trying to like basically compile straight into the executable. But it doesn't exist on this disk, and I don't know why. Let's just look to see if those files were on any of the other disks. So maybe not maybe it's on the first one. Let's try the first one. Cover disk 7. Right, where have you hidden Dave Jones this time? It's not on that one. Oh, maybe there was no code for the first one. Cover disk 8, here we go. Dave Jones. There it is. Map and foreground. There's foregrounds. So obviously then this code is actually built up over each disk. And some of the stuff just isn't there. Is this, can I actually run this? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's going to crash now. No. Oh no, Menace scroll. Suspend it. It crashes on the Amiga 1200. So, yeah. So there's my foregrounds. So if I could stick all this together, maybe we could get it to compile. Let's do this. So what are we missing? We don't have foregrounds. Let's do that. There's some other stuff here as well. Map, scroll. Right, I've copied foregrounds in. So let's start DevPack up again and see if we get just any further in that. And assemble. It still doesn't find foregrounds though. The file's actually there now, but it can't seem to find it unless that's supposed to be specified as some weird path or something. Yeah, there's map as well, so we need that file too, but why can't it find that file? Am I supposed to be like specifying like the actual full path to this? Where is it? It's in like that. Let's try that. Oh, did I get further? File not found. 2838. Yes. So looks like it wants full paths. Really? 2838. Ships S is not there. That file is there, I think. No, ships S is there. It's there. Now I know that file's there. Ships.s. But it's not finding it. It's not there. It is. Oh, it's the info file's there, but there's no actual file. What? So that's just the icon. The file itself isn't actually there. Yeah, ships.s isn't actually there. It's just the icon. Yeah, so it seems like you couldn't just take any, like it didn't build it up each week and then you had the full thing. It seems like they were trying to make you go back and get all the other Amiga formats because everything was just partly there and partly not. But weirdly, it looks like ships.s, the Menace file, is actually there, but it's not. That's just the icon. There's nothing there for that. So we've got menace.s and bonus.s. They're the only ones that are actually there. These are just, I think they're just icons. It's hard to tell if the file's actually there. Okay, so it's the next day and I have been figuring some things out. Here I've got cover disk 7 and cover disk 8. Cover disk 7 was the first one from Amiga Format that actually had anything to do with the Menace source code on it. And initially when I looked at this disk, I actually thought there was nothing there, but it's actually in this arg.asm folder here, which is an assembler. It's actually this framework 1. So that's actually the first bit of source code. It's not in a Dave Jones folder on this first one. So if I just have a quick look at that. Yeah, there we go. So Amiga System Takeover Framework. So this is just the initial code to just actually get it to take over the system. It doesn't got any actual game in it at all. So it's quite a short bit of code. So I have had a look at that. Well, actually, I haven't compiled that one yet, but I was actually looking at cover disk 8, which I did manage to get compiling. I'll show you how I did that. So I'll start with the cover disk 7. I've actually copied this onto the hard drive. I've just copied it into here. So I've got disk 7 and disk 8, just the relevant code from each one of those. So we'll try and get disk 7 working to start with, and I'll show you what I did. So this is the disk 7. So yeah, so this is framework 1. So let's open that and see if we can compile that. So this is just the original code that was in the very first issue, and it literally just shuts the OS down and takes over, which is what games did back in the day. So it's not a huge amount of code, but let's see to start with if it assembles, which I don't think it will. So again, it's got file not found. So it's looking for this hardware custom file. So it actually needs the include files that for Workbench 2 in this case. And it's got this, I assume this is ifd is an ifdef. So they're saying if it's the Argasm compiler, which it's not, then it does this. Otherwise, it includes this just include /, which my include folder is in the same folder as devpack, but it's not seemed to have found that. So for now, until I can work out a better way to do that, I'll just hard code that in there. So it's in, I put it in code, it's in Dave Jones. Oh, sorry, it's in the devpack folder, this one. It's in utils, devpack. So I think I need to I don't know how I get it to pick that up without making any changes to it. So it just finds this path automatically. There's probably a way to set that up, but for now, I'll just do that. And then this is what I got next. It's got an undefined symbol, which is this sysbase. And if you look here, what it's trying to do is open the graphics library. And the sysbase is just the address of the exec library, which is the only address that you can't get because you have to load a library to get the address of the library, and the exec is a library. And if you look, it's actually defined up here, but only if you're using this other compiler, whereas when they did devpack, it's not defined, but for me it isn't. So maybe these includes have changed, and maybe they used to include this, but now they don't. So if I just copy that, I think it's Amiga C to copy, and I'll just paste it in. Oops. Yeah, paste it in there. So I've put it in, well, it's in both paths now, and I think that's enough to get that to assemble. So we can now actually run this, and that's it. It just takes over the system, and you get a screen with nothing on it, and you're supposed to press the mouse button, and it's supposed to stop, but it's not worked. So it's not reading the mouse button properly. I think that's what you're supposed to do. So yeah, there you go. So it ran the program, but now it won't shut down. Is there a certain key that they want me to press? I'd have to read the source code, but I think it's supposed to be waiting for the left mouse pointer, the left mouse click. Joystick press? Nope. So let's see if we can get that to actually, well, I don't know if we'll be able to get that to shut down, but the next demo that I did compile did actually work. Maybe the system's actually frozen. It's quite hard to tell from that. So maybe that code doesn't work. But I got it to assemble and to run, which is a better start than I had before. Yeah, so here we are, we're back, and I was just looking at the source code, and yeah, it is supposed to wait for the left mouse there. It waits, it's got this, the label is called wait there, and it tests the number that is defined by left mouse, which is 6, in the register port A. Port A is defined as BFE, it's up here somewhere, BFE001, so I assume that's the register that's got the mouse information in it, and then it branch, if it's not equal to 6, then it goes back here and it just loops around here. I wonder if there's something crazy going here, because it's got this two section code loop, and the 68,020's got like a cache in it, and maybe I don't know if it's like just never getting out of here, never allowing the mouse pointer to be read. I don't really know. Either that, we never got to this line. We could actually try and debug this maybe. Yeah, debug, for which I don't know any of the keys. So I think it's Control Z to single step, is that right? It is. It is. So let's just, I suppose we can put a breakpoint in here, but I don't know how to do it. There's going to be a lot of code. Oh, that was the wait. Take system. Oh. Okay, so it actually is completely frozen there. So I never got around to waiting for the actual key press. Yeah, it's completely locked the system up. That might have been what happened when this program actually ran the first time. So it's not taken over the system properly, I think. So there we go. Not a huge success, but the second demo adds the scrolling code, and that does actually run and it does actually exit. So I don't know why that one is more successful than this one. I can't even like three finger salute out of this, can I? Oh, maybe just about. So the take system is not working, at least not on the Amiga 1200. Let's try the second cover disk, which updated it to have the scrolling code, and like I don't think it's got the ship in, but it's got the scrolling code. Here we go. So it's scroll.s it's called. So this has got a similar problem to the other one. File not found. So we're back to this, like, it doesn't really know how to find that folder. But there's probably, like I said, a way to get that to work. Does that assemble now? Yeah, so this is the second cover disk with the scrolling code up to date. And let's run that, see what we get. There we go, it works. It kind of works. It's messed up somehow. So again, something about the Amiga 1200 that this doesn't like, or some code, or maybe it's the 68020. But with the code, you could fix this. And it does actually exit. So you press the button, it exits. So that hardware takeover code is actually working, but it didn't work when it was just the hardware takeover code. So maybe something about the timing and something like that. I don't know. But I did notice about this. I was trying it out before. Yeah, look, sometimes you run it and it works. So it's a bit glitchy at the top. But yeah, sometimes you run this and it just works fine. And oh, you can see it's got a bit of corruption there. But that's not bad. That actually is that scrolling code just running on Amiga 1200 without any changes other than getting it to compile. So there's clearly something wrong with, it doesn't support the later hardware, but that's not to say that couldn't be fixed. But it most of the time, it doesn't do that. Oh, it's actually working quite a lot of the time here. That is interesting. It was failing more. There you go, and it fails again there. So I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know if they're like, yeah, I don't know how that's happened. But this is taking over the system, and it's not really using the Kickstart or the OS. So whatever it's doing is some incompatibility with the hardware itself. In another video, I might have a look at that, and we can see what we can get this thing to do. But yeah, that's it. I managed to get some really old code to compile, which is quite impressive, and got it to run on a computer it wasn't designed for, but not quite right. There we go. So yeah, so a lot of this is just because this code predates this Amiga. I'm sure if I put this on Amiga 600 or Amiga 500, it probably works fine. Probably. But there you go. It's old code, but it still compiles. And that's half the battle with getting this old stuff to work. It's just, finding all the files and getting the environment set up and getting it to work. But I'm actually compiling that code on an Amiga, which I don't think is what people are doing nowadays when they're actually developing. They're developing on the PC. So they might have even been doing that back in the day. So there it is. That was just a quick look at getting some of this old stuff to compile. We'll probably be seeing some more of this if we can delve deeper into this code, and we can have a look at how it works. And it'll be a reminder for me for how all this stuff works on the Amiga as well, and how it was done back in the day. Right, I'll catch you in the next one.